Hey people, it's LightGrunty again with another match against Yoshi Islands. This was like our second, it was really our third match, but the first match it wasn't really a match. Just like something happened, so it got cut short. So we just had three more matches afterwards. So I see, oh, he has his Lugia. I'm like, oh, it's bad. And he's using like a mostly, well, it's kind of OU-ish team. Like, it doesn't matter. We didn't establish any rules, like I said before. And I think I'm like, oh, I can start with Rotom, which is like a terrible idea, turns out to be, because he one shots my Rotom, which I'm like really sad. I'm like, oh, my Rotom died. And Rotom's like my favorite Pokemon, so yeah. Otherwise, I wouldn't be using it. I mean, it is pretty awesome, but there's other Pokemon. Especially the Rotom's really frail. It has like terrible defense IVs and stats, base stats in general, so it's not that great. So I decide to cripple his Latias. And I go for an Ice Beam. I'm like, I hope I can do over half. And I mean, Latias has like extremely good special defense. I still think it should be an Uber, but apparently it's not good without a Soldew, which I disagree with, but it's Smogon for you. So I Ice Beam again, and it doesn't kill him. I'm like, oh, it lived. So I was like, oh, it's terrible. So got minimum damage. Yeah, just terrible. So I Ice Beam again, kill it, finish it off. And he sends in a Zoomeril, I believe. And he does. And I'm thinking, Regice might be faster. So I'm like, I might be able to kill it. But apparently, this Azumarill is faster than a Regice somehow. I don't know. I don't know Azumarill's base speed. So I'm not sure. So I send in my Staraptor, which is like a great counter to Azumarill. And apparently he EV trained the Azumarill in speed because it has lower base speed than Regice, I think. I'm just looking this up right now. So he switches into Electivire while I use Toxic, which is like good for me because now I can stall him out with Toxic or just kill it, which I decide to do with, oh no, they have the same base speed, Regice and Azumarill. So I guess he could have EV trained it in speed and it would be faster, unless it has better IV. So I know my Arcanine can take a Thunder Punch even from an Electivire. I like made my Arcanine's defenses in a way so that I'd be able to really easily tell what it can and what it can't take. So then I checking its stats for no reason, and then I decide to use Reversal. And maybe get him to think that this is a physical Arcanine. Uses Reversal and Flare Blitz and junk like that. Although I wouldn't use Flare Blitz with 1 HP. Well, some people might. I mean, it depends. But normally, I don't know. So he sends in this Lugia. I'm like, oh, it's Lugia. So I can't really do much against it. I mean, it's the beastliest tank in the game, arguably. And he Calm Minds. I'm like, oh, I Calm Minded. Which is terrible. It's like absolutely terrible. And I just decide to get as much damage on it as I can. But I know I've lost because Lugia, Calm Mind, and it's like, okay, I've lost. Because I don't have anything to counter Lugia. I mean, even if I still had Rotom or Regice, they wouldn't have been able to do much against Calm Minding Lugia. So Arcanine dies. I'm like, oh, it's terrible. But it had to happen. So I've pretty much lost already, but I decide to try Destiny Bonding that thing because that's my only hope. It's very hopeless. So I just go Destiny Bond because I know it's faster than me because it's a Lugia. I'm like, it's like base 100, 110, something like that. And I know it's faster, so I have to Destiny Bond before it kills me. So Destiny Bond, but he misses with Aeroblast, that 5%. And now he basically knows, oh, he's going to Destiny Bond. So it was really hopeless. Even a Night Slash, because even a Night Slash couldn't have done much to Lugia. It would have done like less life than it has left, which isn't enough. So my only hope was to keep Destiny Bonding, which is not good. There's nothing really to narrate. I just keep Destiny Bonding and he keeps Calm Minding and I lose. I give up in the end because once he's got up like 6 Calm Minds and it's a Lugia with 6 Calm Minds, it's hopeless unless you get a crit, which I'm not that lucky, so I'm just, okay, I'll give up. I don't want to see my other 2 Pokemon get pwned by a Lugia. So yeah, I'm just sitting here and waiting for his Lugia to kill me with after I run out of Destiny Bonds. I was considering using PP up on Destiny Bond, but it's not really worth it. Usually it's supposed to be a surprise, not just like sitting here stalling out, but I really had no choice. Really had no choice. And if you remember what my little guy says at the beginning, like the little intro statement, and you see what he says when he loses, it actually makes sense. It's not as like arrogant as you think it would be. Even though it sounds kind of like that in the beginning, it's not really supposed to be that way. It's supposed to be funny when my guy loses and he's like, oh yeah, you'll see after I give up, because he aeroblasts, which, no, he psychics. I was like, that looked a lot like psychic, but that was a psychic, so yeah. It's in Miltank and then I surrender. They should make it so that you can surrender before you send out your next Pokemon. That'd be cool, but doesn't really matter that much. Surrender, and my guy's like, oh, I thought you could win too.